Welcome everyone. In this video, I will tell you the tricks and strategies that I use while playing Sicilian defense, and it has helped me a lot to reach 2000 rating. And this I will tell you with the help of 4 amazing games that I have played online. So let's look at the first one. So this is the first game that I have played against 2000 rated player. So let's see how it goes. So I started with e4, c5, knight f3, d6, pawn to d4, pawn takes, knight f6, knight c3, g6, and this is the Sicilian defense and dragon variation of Sicilian. And here I played knight to c6 and my opponent did long castle. Here the move I played is bishop to d7, which is a very good move. And another move that I usually play a lot and which I like to play is pawn to d5 move and going for that pawn sacrifice variation. And so I will just show you quickly. So pawn d5, let's say takes. So I will just show you what will happen if opponent accepts the sacrifice. So queen takes, everything gets exchanged, and here the variation is queen c7. Then queen takes the rook, this is not a free rook. Then bishop f5 threatening mate. So first queen takes, king takes, and then here opponent has to play rook to d2 to save it. Okay, or if he will play any other move, let's say if I have seen this, like so many of my opponent have even tried to play bishop to d3, but bishop to d3 is a very big mistake. Just queen e5 is winning because I am attacking here, and it's winning for black. Okay, so this is the one variation that I used to play a lot. But in this game, let's go back. Here I played bishop to d7. So this is known as Roser variation in dragon. So here my opponent started with h4. So I played knight to e5. Then he played h5. Then rook c8. He takes the pawn and I take back with the f pawn. Then bishop h6. He's trying to go for checkmate, but nothing is going to happen. So I just took. Here the plan for me to take is, after queen takes, I played this amazing move, rook takes c3. This is the exchange sacrifice that I am going for, and to open up the king. So here pawn takes. Here the only thing I have to be aware is this knight should not be attacked, or I should not move this knight, because this knight is protecting the pawn here for now. So then here I started with queen a5, king b2, rook c8. So I am bringing my pieces towards attacking on the white king. Then queen to e3. Now he is putting his pieces back to defend. Then d5, opening up. Then knight went back to b3, attacking my queen. So queen c7, pawn takes, bishop f5. Then he attacked me with g4. Then I came back, bishop to d7, bishop to e2. Then here pawn to a5. Now I have started to push my a and b pawns. So knight just takes. Here the plan is, if I will take, then queen wants to take here. So that's why I played knight takes pawn first. So when he takes, I take back, so I don't lose a pawn. And then he played a bad move, queen takes e7. You know, this is what happens when you keep putting pressure on the opponent. At some time he's tend to fall into it. Okay, so when you are putting lot of pressure, so it becomes very difficult for opponent to keep a hold on to the position. So I just played queen takes check, king went back, then queen takes check again, king went back here on the a1. Then I played rook to a8, attacking this pawn, threatening checkmate. So here my opponent tried to play pawn to a3, but nothing is going to happen. So just I played queen check, and then he moved the king to b1. Then rook takes, rook to d3, then rook check. I think I could have just played this check and it was a mate, but okay, like here actually I wanted to just wait and let's see if he would resign, but he has not resigned. Then again I had mate in one, but still just I played queen c2 because I wanted to let him resign, but he was not resigning. So I just went here and did a checkmate finally. Okay, just one thing to notice here. Some of you may be asking, like in this position when I give check, what will happen if opponent goes king to a2? Okay, if king to a2, then there is a very amazing move. Okay, so many of you would think of queen c2. Queen c2 is playable, but the best move here is rook to e8, and here just it will be winning for black. Okay, because wherever the white queen goes, next I want to take here with a check, and this checkmate is threatened. Okay, so that's the main reason. And even if he tries to come back here, like let's say after my rook to e8 he tries to come back, I will give this check, and then whatever the white king will play, I can even exchange. That is also okay with me, because like it's completely winning position for me now. So just here, so but here he went on king to b1, and then we saw that it landed into this checkmate. Okay. Okay, so before moving forward, I just have a request to all of you. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I know you are enjoying the video here, so please like it and subscribe. Okay, so now let's go forward to the second game. Okay, so let's look at the second game now. So it again started with e4, c5, bishop to c4, e6, knight c3, knight c6, pawn d3, knight f6. This is bolder attack in the Sicilian defense, and this is also very common. Those who plays the Sicilian knows this. Then bishop to g5, just bishop to e7, unpinning it. Then queen d2, castles, a3. Then I played d5, pawn takes, bishop went back on a2. Then I played h6. Here my opponent played the move bishop to h4. Okay, just one thing I want to tell you, that this pawn is not hanging. If you feel that if white takes and then black takes back, then this pawn will fall, then it's completely wrong. Because if let's say white takes, then I take back with the bishop. Now if he captures with the knight, then I can play bishop takes pawn. Then when rook will move, I can take this pawn. Okay, so in this way black is completely good, and I would say it's much better for white. And if he tries to capture with the bishop, then directly bishop takes knight, and then this threat is there. When queen will take, just queen takes bishop, and I will be a piece up. Okay, so here that's why my opponent played bishop to h4 move, then bishop to e6, just developing it, and like not to allow any such threats coming up on that pawn that would come in the future. So knight f3, rook e8, castles, a6, rook fe1, pawn to d4. Then knight went back on e2. Then bishop takes, rook takes, bishop to d6. Then here my opponent played knight to g3, which I don't like. Then I played the move pawn to g5. Okay, this is a very nice move that I like a lot. He played rook takes. Then I take back with the knight, because the thing was, if I will take with the queen here, let's say, then he would like take, and then maybe queen takes check, and it would be a lot of problem. So I take back with the knight, and I wanted one more defender for that pawn. So so here he played bishop takes, I played pawn takes, he played knight takes. Then I first took that knight on the g3, then f takes, then knight to g7. And this is, you can see, is much better position, and it's completely, I would say, winning position only for the black, because black is in a way a piece up now. So he played queen to f4, then queen e7. Then here I forced the exchange of queens, and this is what you should remember always. Whenever your position is good, always go for exchanging the pieces. Okay, so always exchange the pieces when your position is good. Okay, then he played king f1, then knight d4. Then I just pushed the pawn with a check. He played king to e1, then knight c2 check, forking and winning the rook. And here in this position he resigned, and I feel that this was a very nice game, a very nice attack that has come up. Just one mistake he did, and on that I was able to play, and it was a good game. Okay, now let's move on to the third game. Okay, so let's look at the third game, and it ended pretty quickly in just 17 moves. So I like the tricks that I have used here. So again, it's e4, c5, knight f3, d6, d4, pawn takes, knight f6, knight to c3, g6. I like to play the dragon a lot. So here it's again dragon variation, and here my opponent should have ideally castle or something, but here he played a move pawn to f4, which I don't like a lot anyway. So I just played knight takes e4. So this is a center fork trick if you may be playing e4 e5 opening. So in that it comes generally a lot, but here also like I was able to use it. The plan is, if he will play knight takes, then I will play pawn to d5 and fork him. Okay, and in that way I would have the good position and attack in the center. So he played bishop takes f7 check, rook takes, then knight takes e4. Then here I played queen to b6. Here the thing is, I'm attacking this pawn, putting pressure over here. Even if he tries to play knight to b3, I have this bishop takes pawn. So in a way, like according to the computer, it's already winning for black. So here pawn to c3 he played, then queen takes b2, rook b1. Then I took the e2 pawn. Here I have to be careful, I cannot take here because knight is protecting. So I took on e2 pawn, he castled. Then queen to d5 attacking the knight on e4. So he went knight to g3 and knight c6 developing, and rook to b5, which is a very bad move, I don't like it at all. So I just gave a check, and here I won a piece, and now though it's completely winning. First it was positionally, now the material advantage is a lot. And then I don't know why he just played the move f5 and he resigned here, because next move I am going to pick up his queen and this is completely winning. Okay, so this was again the third game of the dragon variation. Okay, now let's look at the fourth game, which is a very interesting one. Okay, so this fourth game is a very interesting one. My opponent is 2000 plus rated, and by this time I have even crossed the 2000 rating as well. Okay, so if you may be looking at my rating, so in every game it was increasing. So let's see how the game goes. e4, c5, knight f3, d6. Here he played c3, then I played knight f6, d3, g6, bishop e3, bishop g7, knight b d2, then knight g4, attacking this bishop. And the variation is delayed Alpine in Sicilian defense. Okay, so this is delayed Alpine. So here he played bishop to f4. Here the simple thing is, as I have this dragon bishop, I just want this bishop to get away off the board, and if I'm able to exchange it with the knight, it would be very much helpful. Okay, so same thing, my opponent wants to keep the bishop. Then I did castle, played queen c2, I played queen to c7, he played knight to b3, and here I set up a little trap, and with trap, and he fell into it. I played knight to c6, and here he played knight takes pawn. The point is, if I will take with the pawn, then bishop will take the queen, but he missed something here. Here I simply played pawn to e5. Now bishop and knight both are under attack. He saved the bishop. So first I played knight takes bishop, then pawn takes. He has to capture back, because or else his queen is falling. So he took, then I took the knight, then queen to f2. Already this position is good, but he tried to come back and all. So let's see what has happened. Then knight a5, queen h4, then I played pawn to c4. See, his king is not castle, so I just want to open up the position. So he played pawn to g4, pawn takes, bishop takes, and now knight to c4, a long castle by him. Then knight takes e3, rook d to g1. Here I played bishop takes pawn. Here I am ready to give up my two pieces for a rook, but here when he played rook takes g4, I played queen to d7. This was my plan. Like, sorry, not to give up both the pieces. So attacking bishop and attacking the rook. So there were so many tactics that are going on into this game, which I like a lot about it. So here he played knight to g5, threatening checkmate on h7. So I played h6, then bishop went back on e2. I just took the knight first, then he played rook takes, then queen to a4, then bishop d3 back, then bishop to f6. So it's a kind of pin on him. So he moved the queen, so I just took the rook, and then knight to c4. Here my king is also a bit exposed, but on his king there is a lot of attack that is coming up. So he played h4, I played queen takes a2, very calmly calculating. So he played rook to h2, defending this pawn, because here there is a threat of queen takes pawn, and then maybe the threat would continue. So queen a1 check, he blocked with the bishop. I played rook a to d8, bringing my last piece into the game. h5, he's still trying to push and attack. So here I played rook d1 check, like I just want to continuously attack on him. So king takes, queen takes. So I have sacrificed the exchange here again. So he played queen to c1 now, but now it's completely winning for black. I just played knight e3 check first. king went on d2, then I played knight to f1 check. The thing is I am forking here, and also wherever the king will move, let's say he moves the king here, I could even play rook to d8 check. But here I would like if he would have played simply this, let's say king to d1, I would have simply played queen takes check first and took this rook. Like I don't complicate the games when I'm completely winning, and so this is the winning for me already. And I think this was an amazing victories. Hope you have enjoyed all the 4 games that we have discussed and learned. And please like the video and subscribe to the channel for many more such videos coming up. Okay.